Hey, good morning. It's getting real in here today. Today's show may be the most real it's ever been. We've never gone to this level with it. Been going deodorant during the show. Got my glasses on this morning. Good morning. Nyla also says hello. If you could turn off that TV in the background, like Nyla. Gotta be a remote control somewhere around here. Good morning, people. Welcome to another edition of See You in the Morning. It's a tie. See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy, man. We're gonna get in, we're gonna get out today, man. We got things to do. Got a daddy-daughter day. We're out here, daddy and daughtering. So, no, yes, Nyla. My daughter has what she calls a nap dress.
The concept of a nap dress is a dress that is both cute and functional to nap in.
Let's just go ahead and unblur the background. So,
Look at it. Oh wait, look at this thing. I got it from Old Navy. Good morning.
there was absolutely no reason for her to be on the show. No reason at all, but yet.
And I feel like people are going to agree with me. I feel like you don't get the idea of a nap dress, but someone out there does.
No one understands the idea of a nap dress. Anyway, if you're wondering what this show is all about today, this is called See You in the Morning. It's my horrible idea to get up in the morning and wait. I hit the wrong button. My bad. It's my horrible idea to get up in the morning and give you all a piece of me, my thoughts, my whatever is going on in my head. You can't do the rest of those dishes though. No, I don't have gloves. I apologize. You'll be fine. If this is your first time hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold. If you are a return viewer, I thank you so much for coming. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. Today, we got a whole theme. It's Friday. Today's a fun Friday, but of course, we start off by speaking to everybody who's in here, man. The first three people, of course, win a medal. So in the spirit of competition, I'm a competitive guy, so I give out medals to the first three people that come in and speak. So winning the bronze medal today is the Bishop Reverend Dr. Calvin J. Hill Sr., the Pope. So that was great. After that, we have the silver going to Franita Rollins Delk. And the gold going to Kim Cat Thomas Jones. Also, here's the sheriff, Wilberta Carter. Thank you. Marche Trouble Copeland. Crystal Sex Appeals in the building. Dion, I don't eat food. Boom, living off of a life of water and air. That's all he eats. Sometimes he seasons his air, though. So that makes it better. Tanya Williams is in the building this morning. Lazaria is in the building. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa Bazemore Bishop in the building. Betty Burnett is in the building. Tam, for some reason, still hasn't learned the concept of vacationing. Still hasn't learned that you're not up at 7 in the morning when you're vacationing. It's just not a very swift learner at all. Dolores, JD, don't call her Martin Luther the King. T. Mitchell is in the building. Kimberly Tucker, my good friend Tony Fogel. And Lanita is in the building. Lanita is Spanish for Vanita, if you're ever concerned. It's also short for beautiful. Don't question my Spanish at all. So we're getting here. I got some people in here. Tony Fogel, good morning to you. I gotta do some cleanup stuff. As y'all can see in the corner, very, very tiny is my corporate sponsor, Michael Jerome Massey, PC. If you happen to get arrested, make the call, 757-397-0003. Only if you're arrested in Virginia. If you're arrested in other states, call on Jesus. So that's my corporate sponsor. Good morning, Patricia Pippin. Welcome to the show. Yesterday, I'm speaking to Tony Fogel. It's always great to meet people who watch the show in person. Yesterday, Tony Fogel, she works with an amazing organization located in Portsmouth, Virginia. It's called Starbase. What Starbase does is it gives opportunity for our children to learn STEM in a different environment. So it's not just books. They actually get to go over, to get bussed over, except for the kids who go to the school that the building is located in. They actually lose that opportunity. They don't get to get bussed over. I guess you could put them on a bus and drive them around the block and then let them get back off the bus so they could have the total experience. I'll talk to them about that. But anyway, it's called Starbase. It's an amazing science program, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. But they get in there and they learn all kinds of amazing stuff. I was able to go over there and take a tour of the facility. And they need, if you're in the Portsmouth, Virginia area in the 757, y'all go in there and give everybody a shout out, give them some help. They need people to come in and volunteer. They need people to give money. It's an amazing program. The kids get to shoot rockets. They get to fly drones. They learn to do coding. And it helps the kids become workforce ready. That's one of the things that we would never were, man. We learned all of our stuff. We learned our ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, but we weren't ready right out of high school to get a job. We weren't even really ready to leave our mom and daddy's houses when we got out of high school. But this thing is getting everybody ready. It's getting the kids ready. It's a fun program. This year, they had something called MedBase. MedBase. And MedBase was amazing. The kids got to be nurses and doctors and EMTs and all kinds of stuff for the week. So they were there to learn about MedBase. They got to work with blood. And just like real nurses, they were underpaid and overworked. So it was great. Gave them the total experience. Total experience. And Lisa, you were there too as well. Yes, Lisa. I was just talking about they have a medical-based program. There's so many things there, man. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist, but you can have your kid learn to be one. So those two things are out of the way. Bam. Got to give a shout out to, I get random emails and texts and people that hit me up throughout the week. Glenda Wilson is an amazing individual. She reached out to me and just kind of gave me some encouragement on what I've been doing with the show, which is great because she actually has a son who is a Emmy Award nominated writer. And so for her to say she tunes into my show in the morning and she really appreciates what I'm doing, when you got a whole son that's really doing real stuff, is amazing. So that was great. Now is the point of the show where y'all go ahead and make sure y'all share the show. Make sure people are watching. Make sure people get a chance to tune in and check it out. Because that's just gonna be great. This is gonna be great if y'all get people to do it. So today, no minutia to that. Can't get in there and play around with it today. Today I got to get straight into the work because me and Nyla got stuff that we got to do today. I got to get straight into the show. If you were watching the show yesterday, we talked about prenuptial agreements. When two people decide that they're going to become husband and wife, he was like, yo, sign this paperwork first. I ain't got time. I got to protect what's mine. I got to be able to be Orange Juice Jones. If I catch you walking in the rain with her, I need you to be able to walk out of here with only what you came in with. And so that was what we talked about yesterday. And that led us to a discussion about child support. And so today's episode is about child support. Now, I know the title says I need a bra, but support is support. Some children are bigger than other children. And now we're going to remind you that this here is a show. It's for entertainment purposes. So anybody's thoughts or ideals are up here are not representation of the whole show. Even the stuff that I say probably ain't even representation of what I think. I just throw stuff out there to see if it sticks. I am the epitome of throwing spaghetti against the wall, which I always have thought was just a weird way to test to see if the spaghetti's done. Why not just take the spaghetti out and take a bite? Throwing it up against the wall just leaves you're tearing your backsplash up. You're destroying your backsplash, but that has nothing to do with anything. So we're talking about child support. See, Lakeisha said, don't get married if you need a prenup. She said, don't even do it. Don't get married if you need a prenup. And that's not what we had yesterday. Lasha Una said she not throwing no spaghetti. And now spaghetti, now if we talk about it in the scheme of things, spaghetti is what, 65 cents per box? I guess you can go up a little bit. I guess you can raise, up the level of spaghetti. I guess you can raise the level of your spaghetti. I guess if you go with Mueller spaghetti or Muller's, I guess that's a higher brand. But if you're going with your store-bought spaghetti, I guess it's a little bit cheaper. And that's what we talk about with kids. Kids can be name brand or store-bought. None of this has anything to do with you. Remember, these are views and opinions of somebody else. You got two kinds of kids. You got your name brand kids. You got your store-bought kids. You got your kids that you really like, and you got kids that parenting is an issue. You know, I was the latter. I was the kid that you had to really think about it really hard. Is this something? Did I make this decision? Was this the right decision to make in my life? So sometimes you got to ask that. Sometimes as a parent, you have to take the long moments and look at your child and really think, did you make the right decision? Was it all worth it? When is my return on investment? I've given so much to this child. When is the child going to pay me back for all that I've given? Literally, child support makes a man or a woman feel that way. Now, in America, I'm not 100%. You have some great value kids. There's some kids out there that are great value. You got some George. If you name your child George, you can already expect them to be of Walmart quality. Now in America is big on child support. Not every other country. You don't hear about a lot of Chinese child support or Afghani child support. You hear a lot of men just be like, that ain't mine, and walking off. And there's no financial system where they go over there and they be like, Mr. Chin, you got to take care of them. First of all, because everybody over there has the same last name. Who knows if it's your child or not? Everybody in China's last name is Wu Chen or Nguyen or Nguyen. The Nguyen combination has always been a struggle for me. I think it's actually pronounced Nguyen, but where do you get a W out of NGU? It's terrible. Everybody has the same last name. Everybody's related. If you find a child, you keep it. It's yours now. Children are like Pokemon. You find one over there, you get to keep it. It's yours. Then that's how it goes. I know it's win, but it's just where is the W sound? Real G's moving silence like lasagna. Where is the W in NGUYEN? Where is it? I can see we just said yen and the NGU are silent, but we don't even say yen. We say woo, win. Where is the W sound? Where in that lettering do you find the sound? I've watched most episodes of Sesame Street. I've watched them all, from the racist beginnings of Sesame Street to the racist current of Sesame Street. I watched them all. I've seen all the Sesame Street characters. I've never seen NGU be pronounced as W. The letter of the day has never been NGU, and we sound W. It's Vietnamese, and they know it's Vietnamese, Lakeisha. I'm completely off on my Asia. I don't know my Asian countries. I will admit, China, Japan, Vietnam, the Maldives. I'm completely off on my countries in Asia. That's close to Asia. That's in Asia. But it's in Asia, Nala. Just like everybody's not big on their Africa. Do you know that people in Morocco don't consider themselves African, even though their address is Morocco, Africa? People in Thailand in Taiwan don't consider themselves Chinese. They consider themselves Taiwanese. China was jerks. China is a country of jerks. China and Korea, jerks. Well, South Korea is fine. You know why? Because they've got soul. You know they got soul. You don't need no beat. Just hype your bestie up. Before I get way politically out of control and start a world war, because Lakeisha, and I'm telling you, it's glad that Lakeisha's here. We're going to talk about child support. Like, I don't know the difference between egg rolls and lumpia. Is it lumpia or lumpia? I like to throw that in there. I think, or is it, have we been saying it wrong the whole time, Nala? Is it really like pay? Because maybe the LUM are silent. The NGU is silent. How come the LUM ain't silent? And it could just be pay. And they always just call it lumpia just for us. I don't know the difference between an egg roll and lumpia. And especially if it's a skinny egg roll. Now I'm completely lost. I'm completely lost. Once you go with a skinny egg roll, I can't determine the difference between a skinny egg roll and lumpia. And why are we body shaming egg rolls? We are body shaming egg rolls. You know what? You go eat your porridge. My daughter had porridge for breakfast. Porridge, highly underrated, never included in the breakfast debate, especially in the African American community. Oh, I don't know what the spring roll is. See, now you've completely thrown. Oh, so now it's about size. Now the short ones. Can you have spring rolls in other seasons? Okay, no problem. Here's the thing. Not I had porridge this morning. It technically was oatmeal, but Porridge is completely overlooked in the breakfast debate, especially in the African American community. The only thing we really recognize in our community is grits and oatmeal. Porridge and cream of wheat are outliers. If I feel like if you eat porridge or cream of wheat, either from another country or very, very poor. Those are the only two things that you have. Oh, well, porridge is for the wealthy. I had no idea porridge was for the wealthy. I've always thought of porridge as for the very, very poor. Porridge, now it just tells me that porridge is for bears.
They live in the forest and they have 3 little chairs, and then a white woman comes into their home and steals all their stuff.
Which again shows us the privilege of white women. If we look at the 3 little bears, that woman broke into their homes, ate their porridge. Why they left their porridge out and just left, and how if the porridge was made at the same time?
And so they wanted it to cool down to different levels.
But how? They made all the porridge at the same time, Nala. How's one porridge too hot, one porridge too cold, and one porridge just right?
Maybe the bowls.
And then she just felt, what time were they coming back? She had enough time to eat 3 bowls of porridge and take a nap before they got back. So they left their porridge out. You know how hard porridge gets? I think it was going to be solid by the time she got back. So now I'm not 100% sure if Lakeisha put it, if this was a typographical error. Tamika said cream of wheat is great. Lakeisha said cream of white is amazing. So I don't know. I don't know. She just going to assume, because I've never had cream of white. And I don't know if we could just go and cream white people. That has got to be illegal. Y'all make sure y'all share the show. So today's show, her mama never told her not to touch nothing. She just out there touching everything. You can't just walk in somebody's house and then everybody's like, poor Goldilocks.
No, she broke into a house.
Those bears had the right to kill her.
That is a terrible lesson for children.
You don't teach children.
Hey, go break into someone's house and you're the victim.
Why would you break? I can't go and break into my neighbor's house and sample all the foods in their kitchen and then get into their bed. You cannot. I remember there was a soundtrack for that show. For that whole nursery rhyme. It was led by the great Negro poet Cisco, and the accompaniment of Drew Hill, and the song was called "Somebody Sleeping in My Bed." The bears should have ate her. The bears should have been like, "We're not having porridge this morning. We having a little white girl porridge or a little white girl bacon." They should just sliced her up and made bacon out of it. Not what the show is about today. Oh man, yeah, the baby bear had.
They were mature enough to know that I need a firmer bed, and they were okay with having different beds.
The baby bear lived at home with both parents. I think that baby bear's name was Clarence, and Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. Oh, Clarence is a bear that went to public schools. Look at Katrina saying it was white privilege, which I don't know exists. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of white people. They've never had privilege or a white privilege card. I've also never seen a black card in person, unless it's the one that people swipe. Not the point. The point of today's show, child support. Should we or should we not have child support? And my answer may shock you. The answer that I say is yo. The answer is yo. That is a combination of yes and no. The best answer was given yesterday, that it should still happen, but the whole system needs to be re-regulated. And there's 110 million reasons why. I still think there should be a salary cap on child support. I believe that anybody paying child support should not have to pay past a certain amount of money. I don't care how much money that person has. They shouldn't have to pay it. And let me just say this. Child support should often be optional for men. Men should never be forced to pay child support. Now I know what all of y'all are saying, but children need supporting. Sure they do. Absolutely 100%. But let's look at the harsh reality of how men are forced to pay child support even if they don't want to. Men have absolutely no way out of children. If a woman decides that there's a baby is conceived, they get out there and they do the Humpty dance, and there's a baby that ends up happening, that woman has a period of time where she can say, I don't want to have it. And we have, in this country, and many countries all over the country, have said, if you don't want it as a woman, get rid of it. You don't even have to keep the baby. That baby is gone. Even if she decides to have the baby, she's like, I'm gonna carry this baby full term. They also tell her, well, when you get done, you don't have to keep the baby. You can give it to an amazing orphanage. There's facilities. You can give it to some. There's people out there randomly who need babies, and they'll be like, we'll take your baby. You can have it and just give it to us. You can do whatever you want to do. If that woman decides she doesn't want to be responsible financially, she doesn't want to be responsible emotionally in any kind of way, she could just say no. Meanwhile, the daddy can say no, and the court's gonna be like, well, you're gonna pay for it anyway. And if you don't pay for it, we will put you in jail, prison. We will lock you up if you decide that you are not going to pay an amount of money that we in the court, the founding fathers could not have said to themselves, this is going to be a reason people go to jail. You can literally go to jail for not paying child support. I think child support enforcement has way too much power. They're able to put people in jail. They're able to suspend your driver's license. They're able to suspend your professional license. You can't get a passport if you owe child support. Why do they do that? Now, Marche, they say that you can give up your parental rights, but they have to allow you to give up your parental rights. You can't just say, hey, dog, I don't want to have my parental rights anymore. That's not the case. You can't just give them up. They will say you can give up your parental rights. That does not absolve you from the financial rights of that child. It's crazy out here. You will be locked and loaded with having that kid. You can be like, man, I want no parental rights at all. I don't even know that child. And they be like, well, guess what you're going to know? These payments every month. There has got to be some way to change this system. If you in jail, how you going to get the money to pay the child support? If you can't drive, how you getting to work? We've taken away everything that makes any sense. Now, Kim Cat Thomas Jones said child support has power, but only happens when you're not complying. Why do I need to comply? Why is this a compliance issue? And she said only the judge can put you in jail. And I agree, Kim Cat Thomas Jones, but the law is in place that says if you don't pay and you get behind, you can't do it. It's going on your credit report. You can't get financed. You can't even. One of the hard parts about it is there are men and women, of course. There are men and women who have child support issues and they can't better themselves. Matter of fact, Kim Cat Thomas Jones, I didn't know it was your birthday. Merry birthday, Kim Cat. Merry birthday, Kim Cat. Merry birthday. You saw the shoulders. When the shoulders move, it's official. There are men and women who would love to increase their lot in life to be able to afford to pay for their kids and child support, but they can't. They can't. Do you know how many men/women grow up with a disdain for their child because of the amount of child support they had to pay? Not because they don't like the child, not because the child's not a great kid. They are going to say that simply because they've had to pay for this child for many years, put them through so much financial hardship, suffering. I went to jail behind this child. Do you know the feelings of resentment that puts between the parent, the mother, and the child? Now Janine said, "Don't lay if you can't pay." Now, what type of prostitution is that? That's horrible. You can't say that. You never know what's gonna happen. And I don't know a lot about a lot, Janine. I really don't. But I'm gonna say this: the last time I checked, both of those people were involved in it. Both of those people, the mom and the dad. So you can't tell the man don't lay if you can't pay. You got to tell her the same thing. Tell her, look, I guarantee you, and this might seem like a wild thought process, but I guarantee you that if there was a way for men to be able to opt out legally on child support, I bet you a lot of these women will be like, they'll think it twice. They'll think it through twice. If you can come into the crib and sign a notice, any resulting pregnancy, I will not be financially responsible for. And right. And be out. Man, do you know the number of 7-Elevens that are closed down? And now Tam says child support is definitely unfair for some, but also necessary for others. I wouldn't place my ex in the system, but not every woman can afford not to. I don't have multiple jobs for nothing. Tam is also Jamaican. So Tam has 436 jobs. She's on vacation right now while working one of her jobs. She's like, I got. Tam has 14, 15 children. She's got to continue working. She has been a birthing turnstile. Those last few kids, she didn't even have to push. They just walked out and left a note. It's amazing. It's amazing how she did it. Pushed those babies out. Bow. Baby came out, went straight to school. They had a long gestation period. Lakeisha said, this is why I don't have children. I wanted to avoid trauma and drama as a single person. Oh, I'm sorry, Tam. She has 2 children. 2, 15. It's the same amount of kids. Once you have that second child, it's all stress from there. One child will be okay. But here's what happens when you have 2. Everything doubles, at least. And then as they get older, they start buying stuff that you have no idea why they're buying it. This is a true story. I was in the Lion of Food on yesterday, just purchasing groceries because my children decided that for another day they wanted to eat. It is ridiculous. They always want to do this. These children of today are so much different than the children of my day. These children are requiring food every day. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, I've tried to put them on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday eating schedule, and they refuse vehemently. So on yesterday, even though it wasn't Tuesday, they requested tacos. And so I said I would make tacos, and I went to the Lion of Food to buy fresh taco ingredients. I bought fresh cilantro and lime, and I actually bought a whole cow, then slaughtered the cow, came back home, and made my own ground beef. It was a tedious process, but only the best for my children. While in line, I went in with a budget. I knew exactly what I was going to spend. Yet I get to the register, and on one of the end cap, my children read. And that's the first problem. I've taught them how to read. When I was a kid, kids didn't know how to read, and you weren't allowed to do it in public. So I was out there, my kids were reading in public, when the oldest of my children found a book that she wanted. I'm sorry, a magazine. A magazine of riddles. Based upon the great detective of our day of lore, Sherlock Holmes. Yet, this was based on cats. And it was called Sherlock Holmes. With his sidekick, Dr. Katzen. Not Watson, Katzen. Sherlock Holmes. And she had to have this magazine about Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Now, this child, no, not Sherlock, Sherlock, because it's a cat. No, we don't need to see Sherlock Holmes. This child has a job. She goes to work every day. Sometimes she works overtime. Yet, I can't get her to purchase her own Sherlock Holmes book. I say, hey, look, that's your book. If you want Sherlock Holmes, you have a whole job. You buy Sherlock Holmes. You know what she tells me? I'll pay you back. That.
Look, and it's got like little it's got little cats in it.
As all the hood girls say, I hate it here. I hate it here.
There's a cat? There you go. And it's just got a bunch of little cats in it and like riddles and stuff. It's a book of riddles. I'm going to do it while we're on our trip.
Her money was tied up in the stock market. Her money is not tied up in anybody. No. It should have been in the supermarket because that's where we were at.
I'm investing right
now. I love it.
See?
No.
I'm investing.
It is not cute. It is. Do not support this foolish behavior. I'm ending the show. Show is over. Because y'all was supposed to be on my side. Where are the men? Where are the men? It's all right because I'm gonna take that book and I'm gonna get each one of those cats turned into Egg Foo Young. How about that? Sherlock Holmes will now be a dinner for us. I'm gonna have Sherlock Holmes turned into hibachi. So here's what we've decided today.
This is a pirate.
Here's what we've decided. We have decided that child support is evil, unnecessary, and wrong. And it needs to be abolished, then brought back and changed to something different. Because the financial burden, the hardships is brought across men of all ages and some women. It's too much. We've got to let it go, people. We've got to get rid of child support. I believe 3 packs of ramen is enough per month. Dion says what many men have said before. Child support should be for the child, not for trips to Aruba. Why? Now I know a lot of ladies who receive child support are gonna say, "Well, I didn't get the trip to Aruba with that money. I had my own money I put aside." Can't tell. It's all commingled at this point. It's all the whole pool has pee in it. There's a lot of men out there that feel like if you getting child support from him, you shouldn't be enjoying life. He over there struggling at the shipyard. He don't even see his check. His check come out, got that child sup in there. 97% of his check is in there. It ain't nothing worse than going to work a whole week, 2 weeks, and then you get back and you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money at all. You done worked all week, and the money done went to the kids. Then you don't even have the kids. You don't see the kids but once every 17 days. So what's the point of even having them? I done pay any other place you go and you pay for something, you get to take it home that day and you get to keep it unless it's on layaway. So are you layawaying these kids for 18 years? Denzel said, you go to court and they tell you that this is the amount based off if the parents were living in the same house. He's like, I was never living there. I didn't live there. Many men don't even get to see the kids because they working 2 to 3 jobs to pay the child support. And that's sad. What do we do to abolish it? What do we do? Not abolish it. What do we do to make the child support system more fair? And now Black Hero Music says, y'all talking about celebrity money. Most child support isn't that much. Also, if you're a full-time parent, you don't get to count how much you spend on a kid. You just do it. Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I'm not just talking about celebrity money. I don't care about the celebrity money. Celebrity child support is ridiculous. There still should be a cap on that, but that's ridiculous. Regular guy child support, same thing. I see more regular guys struggle with their child support than I've ever seen celebrities. I don't really see celebrities. When the last time you seen a celebrity go to jail for not paying child support? They got it. They do it. They just pay it. It's a burden. They pay it. The guy that's making $10 and $12 an hour, that's the guy that gets hurt the most. That's the guy that gets hurt the most. It's not celebrities. Celebrities be like, hey man, listen, I got money. It's the guy at the shipyard. It's that guy that's working at McDonald's. It's that guy that has made sacrifices of his future. There's so many people that work under the table. So now you're working under the table. You're getting paid under the table. You're not putting in the Social Security. You're actually hurting the child even more because you're not putting in the Social Security. You're not able to do taxes. You're not able to build anything. Yeah, you're getting paid so that you don't have to pay her, but you still are hurting all overall. Hurt over. Now, Katrina says pick the right woman or keep man parts, but you don't know who the right woman is. This goes back to our discussion that we had the other day. Should be some system where you can just scan her and see if she's right or not. You run through there, you scan, bloop, yes. Do the same thing with a man. You scan them, bloop, you know, but you can't do that. So you get in there, you don't find out till later that it didn't work out. Now, what formula is used to calculate child support? Fantastic question, Tamika. And here's how they do it in Virginia. There's an actual child support calculator. You can actually find out how much you should be paying. They go in and they take the income of both parents. They take the income of both parents. Bam, your income. They add that together, and then some scientist somewhere has decided, well, this would be based on that income. This would be the amount of money necessary to take care of that child. And so when they do that, they put in this amount of money to take care of that child, and then they say you're custodial, you're non-custodial. So then this amount is your responsibility, that amount is your responsibility. You've made more money in the formula, so you got to get this. It's a lot. It's math. It's math. It's math. Dion is giving a point of view that I don't think enough is given to. I always discuss this. This is something that I'm strong on. The pervasive thought in society, is that mothers are always right, dads are always wrong. Moms are always great, dads are always not. And that's just not the case. There are some great moms and some great dads. There's some horrible dads and some horrible moms. If every mom was great, there would be no orphanages. If every mom was great, there would be no crack babies. If every mom was great, like those would be the situations. Every mom is not great. Every dad is not great. Every dad is not bad. Some people have a good mom and a good dad. It's easy. Then I say, man, you got a lot of dads that were great dads, but then the relationship between the mom doesn't work, and she runs down to the court, puts him on child support. Now his whole life is crushed, ruined, and she's in Aruba with her nails done. Kim Cat said it's based on your gross income and not your take-home pay. They don't care about your taxes. They don't care about your household bills. They don't care about none of that. The math doesn't math, especially if there's a huge income gap. Nick Cannon better need to stay in the best of health forever. Man, ain't nobody taking Nick Cannon to court. Nick Cannon paid for them kids. Here's the thing, Nick Cannon, and right now, if Nick Cannon just gave each mom $1 million, be like, hey, look, this is the lifetime kid money, $1 million. Wouldn't be an issue. I think you can raise a kid off a meal. Nigga, ain't never one of them women took Nick Cannon to court. Because she would lose. Nick Cannon will come in with a team full of lawyers. Matter of fact, Nick Cannon has fathered a team full of lawyers. So Nick Cannon got his own legal team of just children that he's been the father of. It's about 12 of them, and they can go to court at any time. Black Hero Music said men statistically have a much better shot to get full custody, especially when they make more money. I've been through it. A lot of men don't know or don't try. I've done and I've seen it. A lot of men feel like they already lose when it comes to child support or custody. A lot of men have already gone in with the mindset that I can't win. They always feel like that they're going to be at the short end of the stick. For example, I don't know about every state, but in the state of Virginia, nobody has custody of the baby until somebody has custody of the baby. So if y'all are in a relationship and there's a baby born, nobody's got custody of that baby. That baby is pretty much an adult. That baby can do what it want to do. That baby ain't nobody got custody of the baby until somebody has custody of the baby. Somebody's got to go down to the courthouse and say, I want custody of that baby. I want it to be established, whether it be joint custody, me having custody, physical. That's why all the time, listen, and it's a protection thing. Like I tell young guys all the time when they get ready to have these children, say it's a protection thing. I know a lot of times y'all don't want to go down there. Y'all don't want the man in your business. But you need to go down there and protect yourself and protect being able to see your child and have your child. For example, in Virginia, y'all have babies. Both of y'all have baby, man and woman. Sean meet Shaquela. And Sean and Shaquela have baby. And then Sean and everything's working out. And then 6 months later, after the baby's been born, Sean's been having a good time. He's bonding with the baby. And him and Shaquela, they get into an argument. And Shaquela just decides to leave with the baby. She's like, I'm out. I'm gone. Nothing he can do. He can call the police. They be like, you have custody? No. She don't have custody. Both y'all got the same rights to the baby. Conversely, ladies, a lot of times Shaquela can let Sean see the baby. The baby been living with Shaquela the whole time. Sean was like, let me go pick the baby up. We're going to go down to Foot Locker, buy some Jordan booties. The baby can't walk, but he got to have Jordans on. So you go get the baby some Jordan boots. He don't never come back. He roll off and go to Hawaii. He go somewhere and there's nothing they can do. Nothing they can do because nobody has custody. There's nothing for them to enforce. There's legal custody and there's physical custody. There's joint legal custody. There's primary physical custody. That's how most of them ends. Most end with joint legal custody. That means both of you all have joint legal custody. Legal custody is when you're able to make decisions for your child. That's the one, men, you should never, ever, ever give up your legal custody. Never, ever, ever give up your legal custody, no matter what. You are not able to make decisions for your child. You're not able to go see their school work, get them out of school, make any of those things. You can't do it. You can't do it if you don't have your legal custody. Know what your legal custody is. If you don't have any legal custody, your child can get sick and you can't make a determination on them going to the hospital or any of that thing because you have no legal custody. You got nothing. So you got to watch it. Make sure you keep your legal custody. Don't leave your legal custody. Then you got physical custody. That's where the child's going to live. Most of the time, people do joint physical custody with primary custody going here. You got shared physical. You got all kinds. It's a lot. Go in there and learn your rights. That's all I'm saying, fellas. Learn your rights and your lefts. Your lefts are important, too. Because if you don't learn your rights, you're going to get left. If you don't learn your rights, you're going to get left. And that's word to the mother or father. Whatever. All right, it's Friday. I'm already late. I was supposed to have been gone at 7 o'clock, but I decided to stay here for y'all. I decided to be here for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my thing, and then I'm out. If and only if, whenever there are parents involved, the two of y'all, whenever you have children, here's the thing. Keep your children first. Your children are always going to be the priority. Once you have children, you don't have no life no more. Ask me. I'm a parent. I don't have a life anymore. Lost my life 17, 18 years ago. It's gone. It's gone because now you got to focus on these kids. And that's why you press them to hurry up and go to college so you can finally get yourself a Stoffice, which is a half studio, half office. And that's what I'm getting in 2 weeks. I'm getting a Stoffice because I get to get rid of. That's what you do. You have them and then you get them out. And that's what you do. You get them out, then you get them out. And that is the key. But make sure you put your kids first, man. It's one of the greatest things you can ever be. Being a parent is one of the greatest things that you can ever do. Nobody can take it away from you. No matter how mad Nala gets at me, she's still going to be my daughter. It don't matter what she says. Your wife can leave you. People always talk about getting married is a great accomplishment. Forget it. Your wife or your husband can leave you at any time. Anytime. I can get married tomorrow and she can have it annulled. She can just go down to court and it can be like never happened. An annulment can happen. But guess what? Nala is stuck with me. 23 whole chromosomes. Me. There's nothing you can do about it. Ha ha. You tell Sherlock Holmes to solve that mystery. Ha ha. Now she's pretending to ignore me because she's on her little computer phone. Guess who pays for the computer phone? Me. She don't even pay for her computer phone. But she can ignore me to be on her little computer phone. This is why she's ignoring me. Computer phone. Betty, we're not talking about that right now. It's a completely different subject. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But we all know my stance on that. Bless her heart. We're not blessing her heart. Her heart is fine. Doesn't need to be blessed. Y'all be blessed. Going out here and have a great weekend. Try to do something enjoyable this weekend. Try to take some time for yourself. It's important that you go ahead and refresh so that you can get back into the grind, man. Listen, you are all vessels. All of us are vessels, man. And we pour out to people and things in different ways. We pour it out to our family and friends. We even pour out on other things. And if you don't take your time and refill, that's the whole thing. If you just keep pouring, anytime you just keep pouring, it's going to get empty. So at some point in time, you got to go ahead and refresh. You got to put the water back in. Think of your life as a toilet. Sometimes you're going to flush and get empty. But you got to refill. The toilet don't work if it ain't got no water in it, Nala. You are a toilet. Remember that. You're welcome. Toilet. Computer phone sounds 1980s. You know what? That's what it is. It's a computer phone. That's what it is. It's a computer phone. My good friend Ty Davis told me about computer phones. All right, we're going to get out of here because she's looking at me like, Dad, we got somewhere to be.
I'm sleepy. I took my sleepy time tea and now I'm sleepy.
She decided the first thing in the morning to drink sleepy time tea.
I'm going to sleep on the way to there.
She put on a nap dress and is drinking sleepy time tea.
And after a nap, I'm going to walk home.
I'm out. Man, y'all have a fantastic weekend. Tam, you and all 15 of your children have a fantastic time. Tam has a lot of kids. Man, there was like a 10-year stretch. That's all she did. A couple times was twins. There was a set of triplets in there. One of them was, she could have got clipped and snipped. Now she's going to claim she's only got 2 kids. I don't know how it works.
Does she have 2 or 15?
It's somewhere in between 2 and 15. You get to pick depending on what day it is. All right. Tam loves the kids. And that was it. Lakeisha has 0 kids. So if you... I hate Olivia. I hate Olivia Benson. Olivia Benson is the worst character ever. Everybody enjoy your weekend. I'm getting ready to get out of here awkwardly. I think I'm going to wear my glasses all day today because it makes me look more studious. I look intelligent in the glasses. Glasses. All right. I'm out.